Okay, so today I have a horror double feature for you, The Hitcher and ClownTown. Let's see if either one of these are worth a watch.
Why are you doing this to me?
All right, let's get started with The Hitcher from 1986. I picked this one because in my Halloween movie haul video that I did, the link's in the description if you want to watch that. This was one of the movies at the top of the list that I was pretty excited to watch. It's got a very 80s gritty cover, so I thought that it would be worth a look. I didn't realize that this was the original version. I knew about the 2005 movie starring Sean Bean, but I did not know about the 1986 one. It stars C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer. The setup is pretty basic. Jim, played by C. Thomas Howell, is driving cross country to drop off a car. He picks up a hitchhiker named John Ryder. He realizes that he's pretty dangerous. It turns into a cat and mouse chase. In the midst of John Ryder trying to catch up with Jim, the police are also on Jim's tail because they start blaming Jim for John Ryder's crimes. There's an immediate isolation vibe in this movie. That's where the horror element of this movie comes in strong. It starts out and it feels like a horror movie right away because of John Ryder, because of Jim being in the car, because of the rain, just everything. All the notes are clicking. It's one of the best openings I've seen in a movie in a minute. There's a lot of really cool moments. There's a high speed chase that's awesome mid movie. The opening scene, obviously, I just talked about is really cool. How Jim gets Ryder out of the car initially is awesome. There's a really interesting French fry scene that I won't spoil, but let's just say you'll remember it. And then the final climax involving the semi truck is pretty cool. So I was very surprised at how intense the movie stayed the whole time. The final scene with the semi truck and what happens kind of hits hard. John Ryder is an awesome character. Rutger Hauer, the guy who plays him, I need to look up other movies he's in because he just chews the scenery. See Thomas Howell, I've really only seen him as Ponyboy in The Outsiders, so it's nice to see another 80s movie with him starring in it. I've seen a few movies of him in the mid 2000s when he's a supporting character, but I haven't seen very many lead roles, especially in the 1980s, and I've heard that he has a few movies from that era that are pretty good. Very tight pacing. It doesn't slow down hardly at all. There's a slight slowdown right before the end, but that's okay. Other than that, it's really not that boring at all. I think it's a great horror movie. It's got a mix of action and a little bit of crime thriller in it too. It's got a little bit of the fugitive vibe to it. And I'd say that it's very rewatchable, and I'm happy to say that it's an own it movie. I'm happy to have it on my shelf. So, yeah, with that, that's The Hitcher from 1986. All right, coming up next is Clowntown from 2016. I picked this one because the title and the cover were enough to sell me. And it looked like a weird bargain bin slasher to me, one that could easily be on the bottom shelf of a video rental, new releases, or something like that. The setup is pretty basic. There's a babysitter watching a couple kids. There's one kid dressed in a clown suit. Fast forward timeline wise to four young adults going to a party and their car breaks down in what looks like an empty town, and they find out that the town is taken over by clowns. So pretty cut and dry concept as far as a slasher movie. Some of my favorite moments in the movie were probably the kills. The clown's main weapon of choice was a crowbar, so the kills with the crowbar stood out. Some of the clown designs were creepy and memorable, others not so much. Robert Kurtzman, who worked on effects on Nightmare on Elm Street, he actually did some of the effects in this movie, so that was kind of a fun little fact I found out. The ending scene in it was pretty memorable as far as how it ended. The pacing moves pretty good. It's a typical slasher movie, so it just hits the notes. So, being a fan of slashers, it's paced well for me. The middle of the movie drug a little bit. It had that middle lore dump, that, oh, this is why they're doing what they're doing kind of exposition. It's needed, but it's boring. Overall, I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie, like in the sense of I've seen worse and it didn't exceed my expectations, but my expectations weren't that high either. It was low budget but watchable. It had very campy acting, but it didn't have wooden acting. Campy acting is always better than wooden acting to me. And it had a strong small town atmosphere, almost like a Children of the Corn vibe. It was good late night junk food horror. Best time to watch this would be 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night on a Friday or Saturday night. It's a good double feature movie. Pair it with something else. Hell, pair it with it or Children of the Corn, and you'll have a good time. And I definitely would say it falls on the bottom of like the rent it category. It's not so bad that it's riffable, and it's not great that you necessarily need to own it, but it's definitely one if you just rented it, you know, you wouldn't hate it, I don't think. So, with that is Clowntown from 2016. All right, between the two, the Hitcher is an own it. Clowntown would be a rent it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.